In this video, we're going to take a look at the multiplication properties of exponents and how do you use the multiplication properties of exponents. We'll start by looking at an example of 5 to the 4th power times 5 to the 3rd power. 5 to the 4th power means that it is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. There's 4 of them. And 5 to the 3rd is 5 times 5 times 5. If I count up how many 5s I have, I see that I have 5 to the 7th power. 5 to the 7th power is the same as 5 to the 4 plus 3 power. This means that if I had b to the n times b to the m, that's b to the n plus m. So we can define the product of a power as the sum of its powers. To look at another example, I see 5 to the 4th to the 3rd power. This means that 5 to the 4th can be written 3 times, which would be 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, 4 times. That's going to give me 5 to the 12th power. And 12 is 4 times 3. So I can see that this is 5 to the 4 times 3 power. If I look at the other example of b to the n to the m power, then I get b to the nm power. So the power of a power property is the product of the exponents. I will multiply the two exponents together. For a third example, if I had 3 times 2 to the 4th power, this is going to give me 3 times 2 4 times. I'm going to see that 3 occurs 4 times and 2 occurs 4 times. So this means that I have 3 to the 4th power times 2 to the 4th power. If I look at my letter example, a times b to the n is going to give me a to the n times b to the n. So I can see that the power of a product property is the product of each factor raised to the power. There are a number of rules we'll use when simplifying exponential expressions to find that they're complete. The first is that there are no negative exponents. The second is that the same base does not appear more than once in a product or quotient. The third is that there is no power to a power. The fourth is that there is no product to a power. The fifth is that there is no quotient to a power, which we'll be getting into in the next video. And the sixth is that there is no coefficient in the quotients that have common factors. When simplifying, we are going to use the 3 steps from the previous lesson, which is to expand the exponents, eliminate what they have in common, and then simplify them. Find a hobby, something that results in self-improvement. If I may suggest, math or something that's just as interesting.